What's going on, everybody? Dan here with another video, and this week was a little bit of a weird week. Vigilantes and My Hero Academia dropped on the same exact day. I haven't really decided whether or not I'm going to do a review of My Hero Academia's most recent chapter, but granted, with how late my chapter reviews come out already, I probably won't. But you all know how I operate anyway. Sometime during this video, I'm probably going to be touching upon My Hero Academia 276 every now and then, so here's your spoiler warning right now. Also, one last thing before we get started. I haven't been able to officially announce this until recently, but now that the most recent video is out, it's official. I'm officially one of Funimation's feature creators. This isn't a partnership between my channel and Funimation, but it's giving me an opportunity to be closer than I ever thought before to my goal in voice acting in an anime. We'll see how it goes from here, but if you hear a familiar voice on their social channels, it's probably me. With that being said, we have chapter 80 of Vigilantes to go through, so let's get started. Alright, so the most recent chapter starts with Endeavor's flames needing to be extinguished. What it looks like is Max Power Endeavor shut his flames off so abruptly and violently that a nearby support team needed to come in and hose him down so he wouldn't have been consumed by his own fire. Additionally, Koichi comes down from the rooftops and lets Endeavor know that the explosions and the music that's interfering with their communications is getting closer, so they need to get away and regroup. Endeavor then sits up and states that both Popstep and the Crawler need to be stopped by any means, and Koichi agrees. They both need to be apprehended, and Endeavor states that in 5 minutes, he's going to turn the heat back on and he's going to incinerate everybody. The scene then moves to Compass Kid in number 6 as a new type of siren begins to wail. According to the advisory sheet provided by the police to the freelance heroes, this particular siren indicates that the heroes on scene should do what they can to apprehend the villain. Number 6 immediately deduces that there's a cooldown in Endeavor's fire tornado, and he correctly assumes that he'll be up and running in, give or take, 5 minutes. Compass Kid in the meantime actually decides to take those 5 minutes and try to apprehend Popstep, or at least act as a support to the heroes that are actually in pursuit of her. He turns around enthusiastically, and a bomb bee is staring at him right in the face. But before the bomb bees can start exploding, out of nowhere, several pulsary blasts scream by, precisely killing all of the bomb bees. We see that it's Koichi blazing through without even noticing number 6 and the others. He, without even hesitating, thwarted the assassination of 4 heroes while maintaining high speeds using a move that can kill somebody with relative ease. He leaps to unleash a barrage, remembering Soga's words that Koichi isn't going to be firing at people. What he needs to aim for are these bees. Destroy enough of the bees, slip past the swarm using a pheromone that attracts the bees, and above all, don't attack any of the heroes. Use them. Make use of them so Koichi can corner Popstep without her even realizing and then snatch her up. We then find out that the person that's been reciting this plan to Koichi, or this kind of like thing going on, this narration, it's actually number 6 just observing Koichi. He understands the plan completely, and as such, he has to start thinking on the fly, starting with giving Popstep an opening. So the first thing he does, he pulls a gun, uses overclock, and headshots 3 of the heroes going after Popstep and Koichi. And as he returns on scene, him and his partner Compass Kid eventually come across the bodies of these heroes. Number 6 then does exactly what I expected him to do here, feign ignorance and put the blame on Koichi. Compass Kid realizes it right away. No way, it couldn't have been the Vigilante. When he recalls in his memory of the Vigilante, he states that the Crawlers seem to have been on their side, which means to Compass Kid, there's another villain amongst them. Compass Kid then uses his quirk to find the murderer, and as he spins around, he stops. The truth is revealed to him, and the first thread of number 6's plan begins to unravel. Compass Kid points to his partner, Rock Nomura. And with an O and a yep, the scene changes completely, with number 6's face turning dark and him yoking Compass Kid up against the wall, calling him an opportunistic scumbag. He looks at him in the face and states that Compass Kid wouldn't give a shit if his wife and kids were hung, meaning that if he could go out and have some fun and pass it off with some half-assed excuse like building an on-the-spot legacy, he would. And as number 6 cockbacks and says that he hates people like Compass Kid, we see the fist mutate like he did when he was throwing exploding punches. Compass Kid pleads with number 6, saying that his family means the world to him and that there's no half-assed part of this decision. When number 6 throws on a pleasant face and goes, "What do you know, I guess you do have a shred of dignity. But unfortunately, you see my true colors, and well, that means you can't live." And just like that, number 6 rips off Compass Kid's arm, leaving him for dead. He walks away and looks on as Koichi, who's sprawled on a building like Spider-Man, is ready to face off against his friend and love interest, Popstep. But yeah, that's the chapter, folks. Before we get into number 6's plan and what he's actually up to, I know during my last review I was really hoping that we were going to get more elaboration about his plan, but I really think I was actually on the right track for my theory for his plan. But yeah, before we keep on talking about number 6, we gotta talk about my man Endeavor. That's not one, but 2 L's in the same day, dude. I mean, on Friday, he was just taking L's left and right. This guy can't catch a break, and I think people kind of have the right idea by kind of calling him the Vegeta of My Hero Academia at this point. I'd hate to say it, but it's kind of obvious after the high-end Nomu, this kind of guy is only around to make the hero significantly more stronger. Other than that, though, he's gonna get waxed. I mean, in My Hero Academia, he just got punked out by Shigaraki. Shiggy literally stands on his chest, while in Vigilantes, the guy rushes in, abuses his flames like a rookie, and overheats, letting the bad guy murder 4 heroes in the process. But as for other minor details about the chapter, let's talk about the fact that Koichi used his Shurigo Kablam with such ease and precision. Betancourt and Furuhashi are doing a phenomenal job of making Koichi into a splendid hero. The reason why I love Koichi so much as a character is because he isn't your average shonen hero. He's the guy that in the moment represents the struggle of the normal person who's decided to play hero. He doesn't have one for all. He doesn't have a limiter that's broken. He doesn't have some weird half cold, half hot quirk. He isn't the hero that Naruhata deserves, but he's the one that that city needs right now. Yes, I just went full on Batman. But with Endeavor and Koichi addressed, I think it's about time we talk about the elephant in the room, Compass Kid. I'm sorry, brother. I know I cursed you the minute that you were on screen, but he kinda got it pretty bad too. I mean, number 6 ripped off this dude's arm. Also, there's something about Compass Kid that I want to talk about. Look, I don't think he's dead. Stay with me here. There's something I really want to talk about because I really don't think he's dead. I've read enough comic books and manga to know that when you don't see a body, that's the ultimate indicator that somebody is alive. Think of like a reverse Chekhov's gun. But not seeing a body is a part of my long list of conspiracy theories regarding aesthetics. Don't even get me started on rebar. Eventually, maybe I'll talk about rebar. If you guys mention it enough, go on Twitter, talk to me about rebar, because I just have a huge conspiracy theory about the whole thing and how rebar is just created to get rid of a minor character in a way that you just don't know how to get rid of him. Just throw a piece of rebar through him. Either way, it just... Alright, sorry. Back to the review. I totally have a feeling that Compass Kid might show up and be essential in taking down number 6 and proving Koichi's innocence. Let's be real, when Popstep does go to court, Makoto's quirk is gonna help exonerate Popstep, but in the moment, Compass Kid's quirk is really strong when you think about it. Imagine an armless Compass Kid signaling that number 6 is the one who killed the hero, saving Koichi from Endeavor at the last moment. Also at this point, I guess we could talk about number 6 because one of the things that I was really having trouble with in the previous chapter review was trying to figure out his motives. It turns out, to a certain degree, I was right. Number 6 just does want to kill Koichi. His plan doesn't necessitate the use of Endeavor, but the objective is to frame Koichi and take his place as the only student of Knuckle Duster. Number 6 is doing a pretty damn good job too, because what he did was shoot everyone in the head so precisely that the bullet goes in one part of their skull and right out the other. He's trying to mimic the Shurigo Kablam. I mean, you can't really tell for the flying guy, but my guess is he got popped in the head as well. It's now laid out clearly. Number 6 has every intention of getting Popstep killed, whether it be through Trigger or Endeavor, and getting Koichi thrown in jail. In the next chapter, I would expect Popstep and Koichi to fight, with number 6 maybe stepping in depending how the situation goes. He has 5 minutes before Endeavor shows up and sees a body count, and then when he shows up, number 6 accuses Koichi of murder. And like I've said before, I have a feeling that the citizens of Naruhata are gonna get involved. Earlier in the chapter, Tsukauchi did mention to Endeavor that they're gonna have to move up the street because the fight is moving, so we'll definitely get a little bit of Endeavor chasing down Koichi, which makes me wonder, after they save Popstep and she's incapacitated, who's gonna deal with number 6? I have a feeling Knuckle Duster might be making his return and fighting alongside possibly Soga and the Naruhata boys. I mean, if Koichi's going to be fighting Endeavor and trying to figure out that situation, somebody's going to have to be dealing with number 6. I just really hope it's Knuckle Duster. That's just my guess though. Be sure to let me know if you think Knuckle Duster is going to make his triumphant return to Vigilantes in the comments down below. I hope he does. Also, to go back what I was saying during my last review, I wanted Vigilantes and My Hero Academia this week to kind of intertwine because they released on the same day. I know that was kind of wishful thinking on my part, but the closest thing that we did get to a crossover was Endeavor taking 2 L's in the same week. And as for my overclock theory, Shigaraki is moving pretty quick, and Eraserhead is kind of making sure that he isn't using any of his quirks. So I have a feeling that eventually Shigaraki is going to set off a metric ton of quirks. So when that happens, I'm still pretty confident that overclock is probably going to be amongst them. And if you've made it this far, a little preview for my next video. I'm going to be continuing my DC x My Hero Academia series. My next video is going to be about whether or not in this world Deku could have operated like a quirkless hero, like Batman. We'll be taking a deep dive into what Batman actually knows and what Deku could actually learn in the My Hero Academia universe that could make him into a competent hero without a quirk. Other than that, this is Dan, signing off. Peace.